Welcome, beautiful people, to It's Been Said. I'm your host, Kat Wade, and Kat is spelled with a K. So excited to be with you this sort of cool December evening. You know, we are a weekly radio broadcast where we empower individuals for positive living, because a negative mind will never give you a positive life. We are a safe outlet where guests can share their stories of how they have overcome challenges to live their desired life. Storytelling is awesome, and all of us have a story to tell. Our guests share personal life stories from their lived perspective. Everyone is born into a once-upon-a-lifetime story. We're just looking for a happily ever after. Good evening, good evening. How are you beautiful people of It's Been Said doing? Can you believe it, that it's December? The most wonderful time of the year. What's going on this holiday season? And yes, you are right. It's not just about buying gifts. It's about creating wonderful memories to be cherished for generations to come. Well, it's the first Monday, and we are featuring our charitable partners, Dignity House. So, Dignity House has expanded its services to offer suboxone-assisted detox, with the facility noting that they are the only private facility in Bermuda equipped to safely treat opioid dependence. As the holiday season approaches, many people reflect on health, family, and the possibility of new beginnings. For Bermudians struggling with heroin and opioid addiction, this Christmas should be the turning point, a time to give themselves a gift of recovery, health, dignity. Opiates, what are they? Heroin, fentanyl, oxycodone, morphine. I mean, these are powerful drugs, and they're prescribed for pain management, but also commonly misused. Opioid overdose devastates family, shatters communities, and leaves behind a trail of grief, and this has been felt in Bermuda. In Bermuda, options for detox and treatment have been limited. Until recently, those seeking help for opioid addiction could turn to Mid-Atlantic Wellness Institute at Turning Point, traveling abroad, often expensive and logistically challenging. Dignity House, which now provides fee-for-service insurance-based suboxone detox. Dignity House is not just about medication, it's about a comprehensive support. Our CARF accredited program includes psychiatry, psychology, nursing, occupational therapy, counseling, DBT, CPT, psychoeducation, and complementary therapies like yoga and meditation. We engage families in therapy and training, helping to rebuild supportive networks. Our commitment is evident. Dignity House 28-day intensive program boasts a 6 out of 7 stabilization success rate, giving hope to those to reclaim their lives from addiction. This Christmas, consider giving yourself or a loved one the gift of recovery. Opioid addiction is a medical condition, not a moral failing. With the right help, healing is positive. You can contact Dignity House at 333-6095 or dignityhousebm.com or RIE@dignityhousebm.com. So, wow, that's pretty deep. So this could be a special time for people into recovery. Well, beautiful people, I was just saying to Azai, who's also here, that normally it's just Azai and I and our guest in the studio, but we have some awesome people in the studio with us tonight. We have some special guests from overseas. We have even Tariq is in the house, and it's not even Tariq's variety show. Oh my goodness. Wow. But I have some young, beautiful people who have arrived in Bermuda for an awesome event, 2 weeks of magic. They have been working behind the scenes to make this all come true. In fact, I am sure they can attest that the culmination of it all has been nothing but magic, because it is coming to pass. They are talented, gifted, and excited to partner their firm, Sidney Palmer LLC, with Inter-Island Communication Bermuda and Magic 102.7 FM for this crowning event. I introduce to you Monica Demian. I hope I'm saying that right. Yes. Phoebe Belliot, which is not her first time in Bermuda, but we're happy to have her back. And of course, my co-host of Perspective and Perception, John Luca. Beautiful ladies, can you greet the people of It's Been Said?
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Monica Damian. It's a pleasure to be here. I finally made it to Bermuda. I can't believe it. I'm from New Jersey, but I'm here now with our other intern, Phoebe, and my beautiful boss, John Luca. Happy to be here. So yeah, this is just a quick intro about me.
Okay.
Wait, but there's somewhere else you're from too.
That's right. I'm originally from Egypt, which if you take a look at me, you wouldn't be able to guess, but yes, that is the truth.
Okay. Go ahead, Phoebe. Greet the people for us.
Hello. It is Phoebe. If you attended the anniversary party for It's Been Said, you may have seen me there. I am back here, and I'm excited to tell you all about what we've got going on this December.
Yes, indeed. 2 weeks. And John Luca, you just want to greet the beautiful people for us?
Oh,
please?
yes. Blessings, everyone. This is Jean-Luca Gibbons, CEO of Sidney Palmer LLC, but also, the proud son of, it's hard to say Cat Wade. I feel like I'm being fresh. Cat Wade on It's Been Said. It's good to be here.
Yes, indeed. Now, beautiful people, you're going to hear more about these ladies, especially, and what brought them to these shores. So you know what time it is now. It's time for my monologue. My monologue is entitled Optimism versus Hope. The last month of 2025 has arrived. I'm not sure if many of you, like me, are saying, where did the year go? When you hear young people say that time is going fast, you have to begin to wonder what is happening. Each year, lately, I've tried to begin the new year with a theme. In 2024, it was new beginnings. In 2025, it was self-determination. And each time I embarked on that journey, not knowing the outcome, thankfully I can say the goal theme was met. One state of mind that is essential for this to become a reality is hope, which can be summarized as belief in a positive outcome and a better future. Researchers tell us that hopeful people engage in more of something called pathway thinking, where they are able to come up with lots of different ways in which they can successfully reach a chosen goal. Another idea is that hopeful people have greater motivation to use these pathways to initiate and then continue on with the actions that are needed to advance toward these goals. Another mindset to complete the goal is optimism. The optimistic person believes that somehow, whether through luck or actions of others or one's own actions, that his or her future will be successful and fulfilling. I recently came across a new word that combines both optimism and hope. It's called hoptimism, and I love it. It means having a forward-looking attitude that combines a belief in a positive future with the understanding that it requires effort and action to achieve it. Grounded in hope that is based on truth and resilience rather than on naive wishes. The concept stands in direct opposition to a cynical worldview, which dismisses hope and optimism as fleeting or unrealistic. It is true, beautiful people, that sometimes when looking at the information coming our way, to think the world has gone crazy. But just because you are in the world, you don't have to be of it. You, as an individual, can choose to be hope-optimistic, combining hope and optimism. Soon it will be 2026, and new goals and new themes are there to be realized. One avenue I rely on, and there are definitely others, are promises from the Bible. One of my favorite is Jeremiah 29:11, and it's found in the Message Bible. And it says, God says, I know what I'm doing. I have it all planned out. Plans to take care of you, not to abandon you. Plans to give you the future you hope for. Beautiful people, go work on your dreams now. The world needs it more than ever. Okay, that's my monologue for tonight. New word, hopetimism. So I'm going to give you a couple of seconds, beautiful people, open up the telephone lines if you want to say something about how you keep hope alive. Or maybe you just want to give a shout out or share some positive vibes or just give gratitude. Phone lines are open on Magic 102.7 FM. The number is 297-1027 or 1-888-257-9086 if you're calling from the United States or Puerto Rico. 297-1027 or 1-888-257-9086. Just tell us how you keep hope alive. And if you don't, then we're going to go straight into our interviews because these young people, you know, when you're young, patience is not sort of always in place, right? No, they're looking at me and saying, no, you don't know, Cat Wade. We got a lot of patience. Okay, so I don't see the phones ringing, but I want you to know, beautiful people, that if during this interview, this storytelling, getting to know these young people, you want to call up to ask questions about what's going to be going on in this 2 weeks of magic, the phone lines are open. We will stop the interview and we will answer your questions, okay? Or you might want to ask these beautiful people a question yourself. Go right ahead, 297-1027 or 1-888-257-9086. Okay, so the beautiful people of Ibn Sayed would like to get to know you lovely ladies a little bit. So we're going to ask you some questions. It's very conversational. And you all can decide who goes first. Okay? So who's going to go first?
I guess I will go first.
Okay, so Monica has decided to go first. Mm-hmm. So Monica, what is your first, most vivid memory from when you were very young?
All right, that's a pretty cool question. I believe my first memory would be probably me and my brothers playing soccer in front of our apartment home in Egypt. We used to do that pretty often, honestly. It's just the easiest thing you can do when you want to pass time or you just want to de-stress from school. We did it basically all day, every single day. It was the easiest thing you can possibly do. And it gets everyone interactive. And competition is very important in my household, so definitely a vivid memory.
Okay, from young you got into soccer. Okay. Phoebe.
For me, I would say some of my most vivid and favorite memories were going to watch movies with my brother. Because my brother was a very avid, film fan. And so I think he's the person I would credit as to why I am interested in media so much now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he also filmed, home videos, like his own projects with me and my sister, and there was a script and everything. So yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. So
he's probably listening, actually.
Oh, good. I heard one common thing. Both of you ladies have brothers. Mm-hmm. So, Monica, what was your childhood home or neighborhood like?
All right. So my childhood home, when I was younger, I remembered it to be so much bigger than it actually is. When I went back to visit, I realized that it was actually pretty tiny and I just got really big. But no, it was a cute little house with green and blue windows. I know, exotic, right?
In Egypt.
In Egypt, yeah, pretty exotic.
Did you have a view of the pyramids?
No.
Okay.
I lived a little further away from Cairo, but you still have that sand desert vibe all around you. Can't ignore it even if you wanted to. But I grew up with two older brothers, as I mentioned before. A blessing and a curse, believe me. But more of a blessing, I have come to realize.
Okay,
teaches you how to be competitive,
stick up
how
for
to
yourself.
stand out.
Yeah.
And definitely being the spoiled little child comes with some perks. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me.
Okay. Phoebe, your childhood home and neighborhood, what was that like?
Okay, so my childhood home that I remember was in South Side of Queens.
Okay.
Rockaway, if anyone knows, it's right by the water. And it's a very interesting place because it is both very Caribbean but also very Jewish. And it still is to this day.
Wow.
And so I was really like the only Filipino person that lived there and grew up there. But I was able to interact with a lot of people in the neighborhood because my mom was a preschool teacher there.
Okay.
And so that was what my childhood was like.
Okay, lovely. So you start to tell us, Monica, but tell us about your parents and your siblings. What were their careers? Were you the youngest, the oldest siblings? What was that like, your parents?
Yeah, so I'm the youngest, and that honestly is the best thing to ever happen to me because little to no responsibilities. I just get spoiled all the time. I do admit it. I am a spoiled brat. Okay. Full closure. Now it's starting to make sense for the people around me. But yeah, definitely daddy's little princess, and I own that.
Why not?
Yeah. So growing up, my mom was a stay-at-home mom, took care of us most of the time. God bless her patience. Honestly, I don't know how she did that. My dad, he worked in the gold jewelry business.
Okay.
So that was his thing. He was really, really into it. Still is to this day, honestly. But yeah, we spent most of our time, if we weren't in school, we were in church. So like we leave school, we spend all of our day in church. Whether it's like we're playing soccer, like I said, or we're playing games on the scooter, tennis, whatever the case may be. That was basically our entire life. So growing up,
Christian church or
Coptic Orthodox.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is honestly everything that I am. My faith it tells you who I am, what I believe in, the kind of person I want to be, and it's the biggest blessing in my life, honestly.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. Phoebe, parents and siblings, tell us a little bit about them.
Okay, so my parents' journey was I would say it's like a movie. So they, back home in the Philippines, they were entrepreneurs. My mom owned a restaurant, a video rental business, and she also did wedding videography. But then when they moved here in the early 90s, they moved here because there was a lot of socioeconomic strife during that time. And so if you were, doing well for yourself, you would actually be targeted a lot for that because there's just a lot of hardship. So while they would have loved to have stayed, they had to leave because, their children were in danger, they were in danger.
Wow.
So that's what prompted them to move to America.
Okay.
And then landed in New York.
In New York, just like that, right past the, what's that tall statue called? Statue of Liberty. Yes, welcome everyone. Okay, so you've given us a bit of it. Your cultural background. What cultural or ethnic groups does your family identify with?
So we are Egyptian. Coptic Orthodox is the original faith in Egypt. You would see a lot of Muslims as well. So if you're not Christian, you're Muslim. If you're not Muslim, you're Christian. It's pretty straightforward, honestly.
Okay.
But yes, there is a huge group of Christians in Egypt. That's a lot of people don't expect it, but it does exist.
Okay.
And I am one of them. So just growing up in the church, we'd spend most of our time there, whether it's Christmas, Easter, New Year's, any holiday, you were there. Any weekend, you were there for liturgy. Every day, you were probably just hanging out with your friends. It's a very tight-knit community. So yeah, that's just kind of a bit of
How did you end up in America?
So basically, it's a funny story actually. My oldest brother was asking my dad one day, "Hey, so where are we gonna vacation this summer?" And my dad, as a joke, was like, "Oh, we're gonna go to America." And we thought he was joking, but he was in fact not. So he had actually applied for, I guess it's kind of like a lottery. I don't know exactly what you would call it.
Yeah.
But it's basically like a lottery system. And if you win it, you get to go to America with your family. So I guess we got that.
You won the lottery.
Yeah. And we ended up just moving. It was honestly, I didn't really realize how crazy it was until it actually happened.
Look at that.
Like leaving all your friends behind, your church, your school, everything you're used to. I'm sure it must have been a lot more different for my parents, but I was only in 4th grade, so it wasn't that crazy. But I adapted to the language. That's why you probably can't notice that I don't really have an accent, I don't think.
No.
So yeah, I was able to adapt to the culture, to the lifestyle pretty easily because I was pretty young. I was only 8 years old. But I still remember how to read, write, speak Arabic fluently. So never forgot that side of myself.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Phoebe, with which cultural or ethnic groups does your family identify?
We are Filipino, which I found out is a very common ethnicity to find here in Bermuda.
Oh, yes, you're in major company. Yes, indeed. So, and I want to make sure we get in our talk about the magic, but how did your family celebrate important holidays? Because you just had Thanksgiving in America. We do sort of like a pseudo Thanksgiving here. It's not like what you guys do. What are your holidays and traditions families like?
So Thanksgiving is not really something that my family grew up with in Egypt. It's like an American thing. But, you know, it's pretty straightforward. You just go home, sit with some family, cook a lot of food, turkey, you know, the spiel, and then you eat. This year we had to spend, honestly, we just went to church and spent the day there, like ate dinner there, and then came home after. But most people spend it in their homes. That's like the normal thing.
What's the biggest holiday you have in your family? What's the most celebrated one?
I would say Christmas for sure.
Okay.
You know, the main event, Jesus is born, woohoo! You know, you get to send it in church. That's pretty awesome. You know, everybody dresses up. It's especially if you're in a Coptic church. It's like the Met Gala 2.0. Everyone really takes it seriously.
Okay.
Because you're celebrating the birth of Christ, and you're also you know, putting on your Sunday best.
Yeah, the very best.
Yeah. Easter, same idea.
Okay.
And New Year's also, you start the year with a fresh new perspective. You want to spend it in church, you know, lock in and focus on your spiritual goals for the year. So, I think honestly, my life is really centered around church.
I hear you. Nothing wrong with that. Phoebe, what are some of the important celebration families, holidays that you have?
Well, you know, Filipinos are Christian as well. So Christmas is a big deal for the community at large, and even, of course, for our family.
Yeah.
Back in the country, they start celebrating Christmas in September.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's a long Christmas. Some people can only celebrate 2 days. That's amazing. Quick question. What did you want to be when you grow up, and has that changed?
Ooh, okay. So I have no idea why, but when I was younger, I wanted to be a police officer. Maybe it's the authority of it all. I have no idea, okay?
You're getting some strange looks from your...
Yes. I still question that to this day. And then eventually I grew up and realized that might be a little dangerous. I don't know if I want to do that, to be honest. But then, funny enough, I was taking like one of those quizzes, those online quizzes where you like test your personality and see what career matches up with it. And because I'm really into math and I just have a very extroverted personality, I guess the quiz was like, it's either architecture, engineering, or business. So I was like, okay. You know, business sounds pretty solid. And, like, all things considered, my dad is a businessman, so I kind of like adopted that from him.
Yeah.
So it just made sense, and so I studied marketing and supply chain, and that became my thing.
Graduated.
And I graduated last May, actually, at the ripe age of 20 years old.
Yeah, from Rutgers.
From Rutgers University in New Jersey.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Okay, Phoebe, what did you want to be when you grew up? And has that changed?
The answer to that is in this internship, have pretty much become what I wanted to be when I grew up, when I was younger. I grew up into it.
And everybody goes, "Aww."
Yeah, it's true. I always knew that, and even my mom knew that media was something that was going to be like a good thing for me because I don't know if you can tell now, but as a child, I would always like host the Christmas like gift giving.
Really?
I would say, oh, this gift is going to go to this person. Yay!
You would take charge. Yeah. I love it.
So she always thought that that's what I was going to do. But I studied business and marketing as well, but specifically for this industry.
Okay, lovely. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so my question here is, what values from your family are important to you? And would you continue practicing them in the future?
All right. I mean, I could state all the obvious ones. There's like honesty, fellowship, yada, yada. But I think for my family specific, we're a pretty odd family, if I do say so myself, because we are all very extroverted. You don't really find people that are like tight-knit like my family.
Yeah.
But me, my brothers, my parents, like everybody knows us in my church because we're just so incredibly outgoing. And I feel like a philosophy that my family really stands by is to make sure that whoever is around you feels welcomed, feels invited. They feel like they belong, even if it's their first time in a place, they don't know anyone, or they're sitting by themselves, or whatever the case may be. We just make it a point to make sure that this person feels at home, regardless of where they are.
Okay.
And I feel like that's really important, especially because we're around so many different people with different backgrounds. So it's very important to make sure that everyone feels comfortable, regardless of where they are.
Okay.
So that's
lovely.
a personal philosophy and one that I hold very strongly in my heart.
Okay. Lovely, lovely. Phoebe, what values from your family are important to you?
That's a kind of tough question because I am kind of a rebel.
Ooh.
You know, like,
And once again, you're getting the look from you.
I've always kind of like challenged my parents on their thinking.
Okay.
And so they're very like traditional people, and I'm not.
Okay. Okay.
So I would say I've learned through just interacting with my family and with people in general that your values are really just independent of even your environment.
Okay,
Sometimes
okay.
it's just born in you what you believe in.
Okay. So
And so you have to honor that.
okay, what's one value that you have that you will sort of continue, whether you got it from your family or whatever? What's a value?
I would say you have to put yourself first in order to be good to the people around you. Because if you don't do that, it doesn't benefit you and it doesn't benefit the people around you.
Okay. Okay.
I've seen that happen. I've seen that play out with other people. You know, they don't know what they want to do with their career, but
Sure,
they're not
sure.
making active, choices
Sure,
to pursue
sure.
it.
Yeah.
And it affects the way that they treat everyone else around them.
Absolutely.
So, it's okay to I would tell them it's okay to be selfish because you're going to be happy and everyone else will too.
I got it. Awesome. Monica, what is the most important life lesson you have learned thus far in your 20 years of living?
Ooh, okay. This is actually something that we were talking about this morning. You don't need to have everything figured out.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, when you're in college, or before you even get to college, I mean, at least in America, by senior year of high school, they expect you to have everything figured out. They expect you to know your career, what college you're gonna go to, what you're gonna do after you graduate, who you're gonna be with, what you're gonna it's not realistic. It's not realistic, okay? And they put so much pressure on figuring out what you have to do in the future. But to be honest, that's not the case. Every single professional I've ever talked to, whether it was in college, outside of college, in a work environment, non-work environment, they all said the same thing to me. We had no idea what we were doing. We just started doing something and discovered over time whether we loved it and wanted to keep doing it, or we absolutely hated it and wanted to try something else.
Yeah.
So my biggest lesson is it's okay if you don't have everything figured out right now. Just try something. Dip your feet in the water. Okay?
Yes.
You don't know what you're gonna like
Exactly.
until you try it.
Exactly. I love that.
That's it.
Phoebe, biggest lesson you've learned, most important life lesson you've learned thus far. Thank you, Monica. And just because anybody don't know, we're on Magic 102.7 FM. It's been said we've got some wonderful guests in the studio. We've got Monica, we've got Phoebe, we've got Gianluca, and they are here for 2 weeks of magic. So we're now going to hear from Phoebe. Most important life lesson.
Is there a specific topic that you want me to address?
It's as broad as you want. Life lessons from relationships, life lessons from career, life lessons from, I don't know, your health, life lessons from anything. Something you think the people in Bermuda would want to hear, since it's your second time. And the people your age.
Okay. You'd have to circle back. I have to think about that one.
Sounds like you have many of them. Yeah. But I'm going to ask this question. What is the biggest problem faced by your generation, in your opinion?
Okay, well, we all know that social media has kind of taken over with everything. But because of that, I feel like people are starting to lose their sense of identity because they just want to blend in so much. Whether it's following the latest trend, or dressing up like the person next to you, or just getting the newest iPhone, whatever the case may be. I feel like people just try to blend in so much that they forget where they came from, their origin, what makes them stand out, why they're so unique, why their life holds value.
Right.
And that kind of makes me a little sad, honestly, because every person grows up with such a unique backstory. You've heard Phoebe's, you've heard mine, you've heard a million other people on the show, and every person has a different walk of life. And if you don't stand by that and you just try to be like the person next to you, well, then who are you?
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
So it's
Your
very
purpose.
important to remember that.
Yes. Okay. What is the biggest problem faced by your generation, in your opinion, Phoebe?
The biggest problem, I mean, my generation was also in social media. Like, I'm a millennial, by the way, and Monica is a Gen Z.
See.
Yeah, so it's similar. It's pretty similar.
Okay.
Honestly, like, every question always leads back to what I just said.
Okay.
Which
okay.
is, having to invest in yourself and believe in yourself.
Right.
But not be selfish, but not in a way that hurts other people.
Okay. You think that's something your generation needs to sort of hold on to and believe in that?
Yeah, they need to learn that. Like,
Okay.
invest in yourself, do all the things you have to do, but just make sure that you're not hurting people in the process, because that's a price that you pay too.
It's true. I mean, one of the biggest things you hear about is bullying, and that social media avenue can cause that in real ways. And it doesn't have to be for children. Bullying can come even in many generations, even in my generation, believe it or not. So yeah, do for yourself, but don't hurt other people. Okay, now we'll get to the fun part. How did you get connected with Sydney Palmer LLC, Monica?
All right, this is a cool story. Get ready. So, pretty much, I was in college. I had a meeting for one of my clubs that I was a part of.
Okay.
I was a part of this executive board for the Marketing and Management Society of Rutgers.
Okay.
And this dude with a big afro comes in, and Gianluca Gibbons, ladies and gentlemen, he walks in and he's giving a talk in this club, in the school club.
Sure.
And he's talking about his company that he's working in, all that. And to be completely honest with you, I had no interest. I was just sitting there like, okay, I just have to be here because I'm a part of the club. I just have to show for attendance, right?
Yeah.
Then after the meeting was over, the president of the club was telling me, hey, can you just lead Gianluca to this office? He doesn't know the building, yada, yada.
Sure.
And I was telling her, okay, yeah, sure. Like, I'll give him the tour. So the club meeting ends, and I'm walking with Gianluca, and we're heading to the office, and we just start talking, right? I'm telling him all about school, how I feel about it, things like that. And for some reason, I was just super blunt with him. I was like, honestly, I don't know how I feel about the school environment. I want to do more. I want to get out of this classroom. I'm so trapped, honestly. I wanted to try something new.
Really? Wow.
As amazing and, like, I don't know, as amazing as it was to learn and have all these opportunities in school, I just felt like I could have been doing more. There were more things I could have been trying. And I just started telling him that. And a simple 5-minute walk to the office led into an hour conversation with him. Somehow.
Wow.
He started telling me about marketing and how his career and his experiences have been like over the past couple of years, and I was intrigued. I was like, wow, this man kind of did it all. I kind of want to experience a little piece of that.
Right.
So eventually we connect on social media and LinkedIn, all that. And then eventually he reaches out to me and tells me about Sydney Palmer and Magic 102.7 and starts pitching the idea to me. And I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not try something new?
Yeah.
Let me...
Like you just said, let's just jump into it.
Exactly. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I knew this was a marketing opportunity. I knew that I wanted to lean towards marketing for sure, but what exactly in marketing, I had no idea. And then this opportunity gets presented in front of me, and I was like, this must be from God, because I had no intention of talking to this man in the first place, and now I just got offered an internship. That's insane. So I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Let me do it. Why not? And, well, lo and behold, I'm here in Bermuda. But yeah, it took
Awesome. So what is your role is your sort of title? What are you?
So I've been mainly focused on the digital marketing aspect of
So
it
you're
all.
an intern, right?
Yes, I am an intern doing digital marketing. I am working on the website for Magic 102.7, just kind of like the mastermind behind it all, the layout, what goes where, things like that.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Phoebe. How did you connect with Sydney Palmer LLC, and what is your role?
So we met when Gianluca was living in the East Coast, and we had connected over the summer, but for some reason we just kept missing each other. Like he flew to Bermuda, and then once he got back to New York, I flew to California. And when I got back to New York, he was in Portugal. So I was like, okay, time to stop talking to this guy because we're never going to be able to meet, right? And then,
It's a cool world.
but then maybe like a few months later, he just hits me up again to say hello and how are you doing? And at that point, background, I'm an HR professional, right? And I had been working at the Red Cross for a while, then the Catholic Medical Mission Board around the time that I met him. So that was my profession. Now, in November of 2024 is when the election happened. And, you know, if you've been paying attention to American politics, you know what's going on. I don't really have to say. And so I was feeling very, you know, like my job and my career felt like it was in jeopardy because of everything that was happening politically.
Yeah.
You know, everything that my career stood for was being dismantled, right? Or wanted to get dismantled.
Yeah.
And so I was at a crossroads of like, what do I do?
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
But that was temporary. You know, that was, you know, a lot of companies in America probably just didn't know what they were going to do. So they kind of stopped hiring for a while. But then, he came along and said that I'm doing this thing. And I'm like, oh, that sounds fun. And so I looked at it and I was like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Because this is a thing that I found online is that people were so just, what's the word? They didn't believe in the job market anymore. So a lot of the trends on social media were people saying, you know, it's time to just go for your dreams because what else is there? There's nothing else to go for.
Yeah.
You might as well because it's not like it's better on the other side.
Right.
And so that's where I was too.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the story there.
So what's your role? What's your position in Sydney Palmer LLC?
So along with being an intern, I also help with a lot of the other clients, mainly doing social media support. And what else do I do?
You've been very helpful for me, that's for sure. I tell you.
Sure. So what's the question?
Just to expand on the role of
Sure.
Phoebe.
You know, Phoebe's like a human Swiss Army knife. You know, and I'm very unorthodox.
Okay.
Which I think both Phoebe and Monica could probably vouch for. And you create titles, but titles is just a formality when an HR professional demands you to give them structure, which Phoebe did. And, you know, I respect it. It helped me. But once you got to start working, I care less about titles and more interest. So the more Phoebe showed interest, the more things I would present. The more things she would do, the more I would try to challenge her. And what was very interesting was what started off from really a social media and communications focus led into project management, led into account managing, led to taking lead on communications and correspondence between team members, led into event planning and copywriting for even some PR things. It also led into full-on graphic design, which she said, I am not a graphic designer.
Wow.
But we've decided that she's a Canva designer, which she probably still wouldn't agree on. But it was kind of like just throwing her into more and more things because, you know, and if I can,
Sure.
it's very interesting how this whole scenario happened, right? We talk about magic, right? And sometimes magic has this mystical negative connotation.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but sometimes I find that magic is just a more ethereal, a more mystical word for serendipity. right? Because when serendipity starts having sequences that have objective benefits,
Yeah.
I call that magic.
Yes, it is. Yes,
you know,
it is.
and the magic actually started with you.
Oh.
You know, you had a dream to start your own radio show.
Sure did.
So
It was a vision.
You took a leap of faith, and then you got on magic. And then once you got on magic, you uncovered an opportunity for me to work with magic on a consultancy basis. We worked something out, and I started consulting. And it's funny, when I met Monica after, you know, she came up to me and she said, you know, I learned a lot during that talk, and I feel like I should have learned way more in school. So we kind of went down the rabbit hole, and she was really passionate about project management at the time.
Sure.
And I was working with a tech company. There was this project management lady who had worked at Deloitte. I said, she'd be a great mentor for you. Here's her email. Spoke to the lady. She said, oh, yeah, I'll talk to her. Lady never got back to her.
Oh, no.
And I take it personally when I make a recommendation and somebody ghosts. And I was like, man, this young lady was so fired up. And one thing about me is like, whenever someone's excited, I try to find a way to fuel it because that's when magic happens.
Yes.
You know? So I started thinking, and I was like, well, you know what? I got this consultancy now with magic and hot. Maybe I can create a little internship program around it. So I actually created the internship for Monica. Because I wanted to at least not be one of those guys who talk and can't back it up.
Absolutely.
So I presented to her, and she said, yeah. And then it's funny, I randomly hit up Phoebe. I was like, how that girl Phoebe doing? So I just hit her up. You know, we started talking, and she's like, well, what you got going on with your company? You say you have a company, right? And I was like, well, I got an internship. You want to be a part of it? And she was like, really? An internship? Like, I'm a full-time worker. Like, I was like, no, trust me. If you go and do it, I'll get you a flight to Bermuda.
Oh, my. And that was the carrot.
And you thought, like, she was like, well, send me the information and I'll see. Send me the job descriptions and then I was like, flip, just make me work for this. But I was excited because from what her resume had when she sent it to me, I was like, she'd be perfect for this. So them mentioning their desires, what they wanted, really inspired me to create something because I really dislike seeing people that are hungry and excited and they're not presented with opportunities to nurture that. Because that's when productivity happens.
Absolutely.
That's when serendipity takes place. And it was amazing because I created this. And for the most part, I've been able to consult, direct, connect, and innovate. And both of them have carried a lot of the weight, right? Because I find that leadership empowerment is creating a scenario where there's a safe environment with direction and resources, guidance, but enough autonomy for someone to take ownership of what they've done.
Yes.
You know? And then Jamie came on board.
Now, who's Jamie?
Jamie, what's his last name?
Furtado.
Jamie Furtado was the intern last year for Magic and Hot.
Okay.
And he became kind of their website expert, right? So that really became, you know, Monica's partner in crime, you know? And then Phoebe kind of became my partner in crime.
Okay.
Bless her heart, she made it through, but she's been killing it. So both of them have kind of created their own, like, micro ecosystems within this internship program.
Wow.
You know, and I just wanted to mention that, and that's my spiel.
Okay.
But it's been so inspiring to see them work. They both have grown. And Monica just graduated. You know? And for the most part, I've seen both of them increase in skills, in confidence, in ownership, mature in their, I would say, their identity in a professional space. So, yeah. It's been blessings.
Okay. Now, I just have this curiosity. Both of you live on the East Coast of the United States, and you're working in an internship that's based in, basically, John Lucas in California, and you're trying to figure out Bermuda. How did you do that? I mean, what did you know about Bermuda before all this?
All right. So, to be honest, I didn't really know much besides the Bermuda Triangle that everybody keeps talking about. I didn't really know much, but it was so different to have to meet with a group of people that you see on a weekly basis on Zoom or like on Google Meets.
Right.
It was just odd that I have this relationship with people that I've only seen once or twice, but in real life, but I've only ever interacted with them through a virtual world.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting to have to deal with that. But, over time, I started to adapt to the idea that you can work and you can get work done outside of a classroom, believe it or not.
That's what you were looking for.
Exactly. And when I started to interact with Bermudians, whether it was Glenn or whatever the case may, or Jamie, or whatever the case may be, I started to realize that people that live on a different side of the world operate very differently than I do. So, for example, people in Jersey or New York, they're very fast-paced. Everything is like, I need to get done, chop, 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 right? But then you go on a meeting with Glenn or whoever, everything is on island time. Everyone's taking, everyone's chilling. They're really taking their time. No one's in a rush. And honestly, I love that. It is very relaxing to the soul, not having to be always on edge and have to get everything done.
Yeah.
So it was very different. You had to adapt to that not everything goes your way.
Sure.
Yeah, pretty different.
Okay. And by the way, beautiful people, the website is beautiful. It is gorgeous. You need to go there and look at it. It's just breathtaking, the pictures. So, Phoebe, having to work on the East Coast, boss on the West Coast, and it's country called Bermuda. What did you know about Bermuda before you started connecting? How did you fit all this in?
I had no idea what Bermuda was about. I didn't know the culture at all. I may have seen it in like a vlog, where girls are just in the water, but that's pretty much it. It's one of those like, Caribbean or Caribbean adjacent countries that does not get much airtime in America.
Okay.
But for me, because it was mysterious, I was like, yeah, I'll do this internship to learn about it. Why not?
Right.
And it was very just surprising to learn about, how British it is, how British you are even.
Okay, yes. Spot on, dear. Spot on.
Yes.
Okay, cheerio. Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting because you have that like dichotomy of the British culture, but in an island, very relaxed place.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, you should say that. We've got a bit of the Caribbean, a bit of the British, a bit of American too.
Yes.
Yeah, lovely. Okay, so we're now in the part where we want to talk about the magic. Okay, the magic. 2 weeks of magic. Who wants to go first to tell us about this 2 weeks of magic?
I just want to say 2 weeks of magic is a very large undertaking, right? And these two young ladies, it's even hard to call them interns sometimes because the level of ownership and responsibility they've taken is incredible, right? And a lot of what has happened, even your 1 year anniversary, was made, Phoebe was working all sorts of hours,
Yes. I mean, she was my right-hand girl.
Oh, yeah.
And she'd be flying through Hamilton like she knew she was going.
She started helping me with stuff. I think she loves my mama. But it's beautiful because that love is what produces exceptional work.
Absolutely.
So it was amazing to see. So I just want to say, working behind the scenes for the birth of this 2 weeks of magic project has really, really, really been supported by both Phoebe and Monica. So before they answer that question, I just want to go ahead and give them the
And they were doing it over in the US of A.
In the US of A.
Yeah. And they are here to attend, as I said in my reel, these 2 weeks of magic. They're getting the full gamut of it. So, what are we to expect? I know it's called 2 weeks of magic. What is this magic about? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to give to the people of Bermuda?
All right.
Playing on Magic 102.7, obviously, yeah.
So, as I said earlier, and me and Phoebe didn't really know much about Bermuda going into this. But ever since we started learning about it, we wanted to get the people who don't know about Bermuda to really grasp onto what is Bermuda, what is so beautiful about this island that people are missing out on. And that's what we're trying to emulate into these 2 weeks of magic. So we have a lot of events. We have a gala, we have a summit, we have a cooking demonstration. It's all very different events to try and hit every single demographic of people throughout the island and throughout anyone who wants to tune in. Basically, we want to educate the youth about opportunities that can be presented to you and so that you can grow out of your bubble. You're not just stuck in school, like I said earlier. There's so much out there that you don't know about.
Right.
And we're gonna bring professionals, people who have been through it all, whether they grew up in Bermuda or outside of Bermuda, and they're gonna tell you about their experiences, how it has shaped them into who they are today. Give a little of insight about who they are and how you could be inspired by them to create your own story.
I love it. Yeah.
So throughout all of these events, you're going to learn about different ways that you can, shine and show your background into who you are today and who you want to be.
I love that. I love the cultural connection. Phoebe, so 2 weeks of magic. I mean, you've done my anniversary party, and that was, a brow-sweating event. So what is this magic that we're talking about? What are we trying to give to the people of Bermuda and outside of Bermuda? Because we've got guests coming in as well.
Yes, so the heart of 2 weeks of magic, like Monica said, is about uplifting and empowering Bermudians. And we're going to do it in two ways, both by highlighting successful Bermudians who have contributed to the culture, have stayed connected to the culture, but have also made their success overseas, internationally, to show Bermudians that, success has no borders, success has no limits. And the ocean is a bridge, not a boundary.
I mean, you put that on a T-shirt, Phoebe. Absolutely, yeah. Say that again.
The ocean is a bridge, not a boundary.
Okay. I hope you all heard that. It's been said, beautiful people. Okay. Absolutely. And we're honoring somebody who you spoke of in that vein.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about him or anything? We can I guess expound on that. Let's start with the first event that people can attend, Saturday night.
Yes. So this Saturday from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. at the Ruth Seton James Auditorium, we are going to have the Magic Mastermind Summit. It's going to be a series of panels of Bermudians, international VIP guests, and they're going to be sharing, their entrepreneurial journey, their advice, and just inspiring everyone with, their insight and their mindset to achieve all their goals.
And you're going to have entertainment in between, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we are going to have Bermuda Idol 2025 winner, Saralina Fisher. She's going to be entertaining us, as well as our international guest, Samuel Swanson. And we're also going to have local Bermudian Alai perform.
Ooh!
Alay.
Alay.
Local and international, because she was just in Miami across the Caribbean for a hit song, Dum Dada. So you know what I'm saying is she matches the vibe exceptionally. And just as a quick reminder to all the listeners, the one and only Glenn Blakeney will be interviewing some of our VIPs tomorrow. Tomorrow,
Let that magic continue.
At 2 p.m., we have Ursula Garrett, philanthropist, author, tax strategist. We have Dr. Violet Zahidi, AI and biotech,
and they're coming
founder
from
and CEO, coming from Southern California. She's also a board of director of the Beverly Hills Chamber of Commerce. And then we have our Lifetime Achievement Award honoree, Bermuda's own Damon DeGraff, serial entrepreneur, fashion designer, music producer, DJ, manager, all around innovator. And it's crazy because one thing is to say he's been an inspiration to Bermuda, but this man has been an inspirational globally, right? From by way of New York and Bermuda. So just want to touch on that really quickly. So tune in tomorrow on Glam's show starting at 2 o'clock all the way to 5 to hear from 3 of our VIP guests who will be a part of the weekend of magic we have coming up.
Okay, so we want you all to know that the public is invited. It's a $25 fee. You come with cash from 6:30 to 9:30. I mean, really, it's going to be awesome.
But show up at 6.
Yeah.
Also, youth under 18 have free admission. So if you're under 18, you can come free.
Okay, awesome. And then Sunday morning, there's another event. But it's sold out. That's what I heard that whisper come through. But they can hear about it anyhow because it's all about the magic.
Yes. So on Sunday, we are going to have the Morning of Magic, the Magic of Bermuda, annual awards gala.
Annual. Okay.
It will be annual.
Ooh, okay. So stay tuned for next year.
And also, I will say this, right? I mean, it's also oversubscribed, but there will be some giveaways happening on Glenn's show this week. And this is for the the Bermuda Diabetes Association cooking demonstration.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
This is a collaboration with title sponsor Lindo's and Bermuda Master Chef Richard Zool, one of the top chefs over there at Hamilton Princess, will be cooking alongside Chef Willie Wallace, celebrity chef and restaurateur based out of Atlanta. He's cooked for Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, Janelle Monáe, Rick Ross, and the name goes on. He's also an ex-basketball professional player, standing at 6'8". Right? So
Presence.
yeah, we're doing but basically it's a twist on Bermuda home cooking, healthy food that tastes good, right? With a Bermudian master chef and an international celebrity.
And this is going to be at the Bermuda Diabetes Association. Is it going to be streamed? Can people watch
It's going to be streamed, and Phoebe knows where it's streaming.
It's going to be streamed on Facebook on the Bermuda Diabetes Association page.
Wow.
So we have the first one at 2:12. Phoebe, you know.
So there's going to be two parts to this. There's going to be the afternoon cooking demonstration, which is going to be from 12 to 2 p.m. So you're going to be
What day is that?
That's going to be Tuesday, December 9th.
Okay. Remember, it's 2 weeks, so yep. Okay.
Yes, and so these two chefs are going to be reworking classic Bermudian dishes to make them more diabetes and heart healthy. So they're going to show you exactly how to do that in this cooking demo by showing you what you can swap in all of these recipes.
Awesome.
And then
celebrity style.
And please, if you want to stay up to date, go and follow 2 Weeks of Magic on Instagram. 2 Weeks of Magic. All right, on all social media, 2 Weeks of Magic. Stay connected.
Yes. Awesome. Have we missed anything? No, Phoebe says there's one more. I love this.
And then the second half will be the evening cooking class from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. So if you're watching on live stream, you can watch people actually get their hands dirty and learn how to make these dishes. And especially, if you missed the afternoon cooking demo, you can still catch it.
Awesome. And diabetes is something that we all know about in Bermuda. And if we can make it easier for other people, for them to be able to enjoy their Christmas meals and any meals, why not? More magic. Absolutely wonderful. And I'm sure, beautiful people, you now realize why is it important to create this magic of Bermuda and why these young people have invested in Bermuda in order to have this magic come about. I mean, you can't go anywhere else to know that, but you've been caught in the triangle. We found you, and you're here to stay. Okay? Isn't that a song you wrote? And I'm here to stay, Fashion Slayer. Yeah, or something like that. Okay, final words. Monica, final words. Anything you want to say?
All right. I just wanted to say that it has been a pleasure to be here. I'm enjoying the island and, most importantly, all of its people. They have been extremely welcoming, and I love everything about this place, even driving on the left side, which I still have to adjust my brain to. But no, it's been amazing. The sights, the palm trees, the beaches, everything about this place has been so incredibly refreshing.
And you only came yesterday.
And I only came yesterday, so imagine what I still have to see.
Where are you staying?
The accent.
Oh yeah, I'm actually staying at Cocoa Reef Resort, and I wake up to the beautiful beach and the palm trees every single morning. And oh my goodness, I can just get used to the sight. Believe me.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I can only imagine what is still in store.
Absolutely. Okay, Phoebe, final words.
Final words. I would say just to all the Bermudians listening, I know you're used to your country. I'm used to my surroundings as well. But because it's so different to me, I see it maybe in a different way that you do. So I would just say, appreciate this island, appreciate each other, appreciate the culture of, family, that feeling of family. Because that's everywhere here, It's very, very tight knit, and not something that you can find in America, to be honest. So appreciate each other and appreciate just, that you're very, very lucky that you don't have to live through a winter ever.
Gianluca, final words?
I just want to say I'm full of gratitude. I'm grateful that I can call Bermuda my home. I'm grateful to Glenn, Inter-Island Communications,
Absolutely.
to Kat Wade, to Nikita, to Reek, to Azai, to Jamie, to Mouse, to India, and whoever I also haven't named, to everyone who's agreed, because, the magic of Bermuda is something that's real. 2 weeks of magic is just a glimpse of what we have coming.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is, it's already been here. Bermuda is its greatest treasure. You don't have to dig. It's here. It's everywhere. It's in the people. Every time I come here, I'm refreshed. So I'm excited for what we've done. And the fact that Monica, who's only been here for almost less than 48 hours, can have this perspective. Phoebe, it's only her second time here. And they're speaking from their heart. Bermuda has magic. And I'm glad that I'm a part of it. I'm glad that I'm here. And I'm so, so thankful for what is now and what's coming. So thank you for making this possible.
Absolutely. So thank you, Monica, Phoebe, and Gianluca. Your energy is contagious, and the magic has begun. Thank you for being invested in Bermuda. We hope that your stay here will result in beautiful memories, and the relationships you build will benefit Bermuda for years to come. And beautiful people, thank you for listening in to It's Been Said. Everyone is born into their once-upon-a-lifetime story, and we live to experience our happily ever after. What about you? If you have a story that you believe is uplifting, please send an email at coolcat, KOOLKAT00@hotmail.com, and we will get in contact with you. Thank you for listening in, beautiful people, and you can now follow us on Facebook on It's Been Said with Kat Wade, or on Instagram, It's Been Said with Kat Wade. Next week is going to be just as special. We meet together every week to hear everyday stories of ordinary people who have overcome challenges, finding ways to cope and to live extraordinary lives. Because as we say, a negative mind will never give you a positive life. So until next time, stay positive. Yeah.
Bermuda Live on YouTube. Subscribe now.